Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
Was promoting sobriety and said, I don't drink anymore. The headline was alcoholic Shruti, or like Shruti fixed her nose. Yeah. And I said this 9 years ago. The surname was a key to open the door. And after that, it was just, it was luggage.
Hey Shruti, welcome to Spill the Tea on Film Companion.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you, really. We're going to be chatting about Yaara. We're also really going to be chatting about Shruti Haasan 2.0 that I really want to get to know a little bit more.
Okay.
So, first things first, Shruti, I barely managed to find an ironed shirt to put on for this interview. And then there's you, who's managed to stay so productively occupied through lockdown. I mean, I've seen you do a cookery video, make music, do a makeup tutorial, and even teach us how to hula hoop. I mean, how are you this person?
I don't know. I guess I'm like an over-enthu cutlet in general, But I've enjoyed lockdown in the sense that it's a bit of a rough time, and I've just chosen to kind of try and be as productive as possible. Also, because I'm completely alone. I'm staying by myself. I had my cat. Now I don't even have my cat for company because I'm in Hyderabad, and I had to leave her behind with someone in Bombay because she was not going to do the 14-hour car journey. You know how cats are. So yeah. So I basically always loved doing all of these things. And I kind of been putting snippets, like I make soap, I do this and that, but like I put snippets of it here and there. But because it's lockdown and it's like literally nothing else to distract, I think people are like, oh, Shruti does so much, but I've actually always kind of been this person.
Nice. The other thing that I really need to thank you for is for certifying that Jadu Pocha is a legit form of exercise. I've been trying to say this to anyone who would listen to me, but it's just really
for
unfortunate.
real.
Yes,
For
but it's
real.
just really unfortunate that the rest of us can't look half as glamorous as you do when you are attempting Jadu Pocha.
I don't think I look glamorous at all. And I don't smell glamorous, I can tell you that. So, that really rings you out. Because I realized that this mopping also is not, it's not like the way. It's
not the
katka.
real deal.
It's katka. You have to go katka, like, or don't bother, I'm very house proud in general. But because, in this lockdown, in London and stuff, I clean my own apartment, but it's tiny, compared to this. And I don't know if it's just me, and I've asked my friends who live abroad, like, houses in India just get more dusty, like they just get dirtier quicker. And I'm like, where is this coming from? And you're a woman, you understand, a lot of it is just my own hair.
Woman with curly hair, mind you.
Yeah, I'm like, God, I'm like a shedding dog in the winter or something, like in the summer, sorry. So it's just like it's a great form of exercise, and I like keeping my house clean. So hey, it's good.
On to more glamorous things now. You have this lovely looking film called Yaara up for release. You are really
Yes.
the estrogen shot in this boys party that's happening over there. What was it like being on that set?
Like any other set, it's not like there's 15 million women on a set. So yeah. I don't think people realize that most trailers you see, unless it's a woman-oriented subject, is pretty much like the Yaara trailer. It's just that in this you see the Chokri gang and the 4 boys and the camaraderie. That's why everyone's asking this question. I've never been asked this question otherwise.
That's true. But I'm going to put you in a little bit of a spot and ask you to sing for me as many songs as you can, as quickly as you can, about friendship.
Oh God.
Come on.
You've got a friend in me. And then there is Ye Dosti. And then there is Yaara oh Yaara. Yeah, that's it.
I also saw that you got to wear some pretty kick-ass 70s fashion in the film.
Bell bottoms, rocking
Yeah.
those bell bottoms with kolhapuri chappals, mind you. That was a thing.
That's interesting.
That was a thing.
Bell bottoms with kolhapuri chappals. Now that really does sound interesting. But I want to know from you, is there one fashion trend from the past that you're really hoping does not make a comeback?
I think
would say shoulder pads.
I love shoulder pads.
You do?
So good for visual structure. You're kidding me? If these had pads, it would look so much cooler. I love shoulder pads, like obsessed. I have clothes with shoulder pads, so I can't say no. I love shopping in vintage stores because the sweaters and jumpers come with the pads, and I'm like, yes. What I think is really the scrunchie, like the glitter scrunchie, this side ponytail is not my vibe. No.
Got it. You know, I joked at the start of the interview about Shruti 2.0, but I'm actually curious to know, do you feel like that?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I went back into the factory where I was made and I got some new parts and came out shiny. Kidding. I do feel a big change and shift in my life and my choices. And it's not for everyone to understand because, you know, the standard question is, आप बहुत दिन से गायब हो गई हैं cinema से, and I'm like, it's not really the point. But like, you know, it has been an amazing journey for me personally, as a woman, as an artist, as a person, to reconnect with my music, to take a step back and to reassess what I'm doing, what kind of choices I want to make. So it is kind of like a new version, I'd say.
Nice. But you know, why I'm asking you this question, of course, is because over the past few months, we've just seen you use your social media so effectively to, in the way headlines would say, make these shocking revelations about yourself. But I'm curious to know, are there repercussions for being honest in this industry?
In life, I can't tell you how annoying. I wish I knew the art of subtle dishonesty. It would probably help me a lot. I've learned the art of shutting up with people. I'm like, no, it's okay. We'll talk later, which is a great tool in my arsenal now. Because I've always had a problem kind of not just saying stuff, you know, and that's gotten me into, I'm not offensive. I feel like what I feel is what I feel, and it's never taken, especially as a woman. I mean, you can say 2020 and all that, but it's never the same. I mean, I see guys say the same stuff and somehow it's less controversial, you know. So I definitely feel like it's just that over time, when you say shocking revelations, it doesn't feel that way to me. And I'm not a strategic person. I'm not like, and there are backlashes to that as well. For example, when I was promoting sobriety and said, I don't drink anymore, the headline was alcoholic Shruti, you know, or like Shruti fixed her nose. Yeah. And I said this 9 years ago. You know what I mean? So there are those kind of weird things where you're like, 1 second, you know, read the fine print, you know, don't just click and accept and get the subscription to silliness, you know. So I feel like that's his part and parcel, but overarching the response has been amazing. And I realized that, people do want to be this way. It's just not easy, but I find it easy to be that way.
But when have you learned that it's better to then just shut up?
When it involves people's feelings. I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
You've also just completed 11 years in the as an actress, which is amazing, like a decade in the long time. I can see all the love that's pouring in on your army on social media. But I want to know from you, is there a piece of advice that you wish you had gotten a decade ago that could have possibly held you in better stead?
So much advice. I wish I will get, if there is some sort of time warp machine that is possible, back to the future, into the past type, you know, DeLorean type thing, then I would write a whole book and give it to that Shruti, because there's so much I've learned over the years. The most important thing is, I wish I had stayed, like, you know, what happened after a point is as a musician, authenticity is very valued. It's so important, I see all these things now where people are talking about Britney Spears, for example, saying, "Oh my God, this is her real voice," and they made her change it, and this. And so I think in the film business, it's different from the music business, because in the music industry, somehow authenticity in lyric and performance, whether you're an Ariana Grande or like a jazz musician, that authenticity is currency. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is, those songs are coming from you. You are performing them on top. So that's the kind of mindset I came from. And my weirdness was celebrated. And it's okay if everybody doesn't like your music, but keep doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, these were the lessons you learn as a musician somewhere. But the film industry was a whole new bag of tricks for me. And I didn't know the tricks, And people would think, oh, she would know it as Kamal Haasan and Sarika's daughter. But they themselves are oddballs, and they live their career and lives that way. And we never discuss cinema at home, ever. No, it never. Currently, what was going on in the business was never a conversation. It was, I'm making this movie, let's go watch this Akira Kurosawa film. It was never the day-to-day of ye business mein na aise karte was never there, So for me, it was a lot of adjustment. And at some point, I feel that I kind of let my inner voice go and was very much shrouded by the other voices. And then I kind of had to like break back out of it. Yeah, better late than never.
Absolutely. And speaking of that itself, this entire insider-outsider conversation that's gaining so much momentum in Bollywood right now, I want to know, as Shruti Haasan, right now, you're hearing all of this noise. What are the pressures and the perks of just being born to freaking Kamal Haasan and Sarika?
Well, I think the perks for me are very simple. For you, they are those people. For me, of course, I'm aware of their achievements, but they were very interesting.
Did you grow up thinking that your father wasn't that big a deal?
No, I knew he was. There was no question about it.
I recently watched an interview where you apparently told him one day on the terrace that I wish you were famous. I was born to someone famous. I mean...
Oh, that's what I mean. There was so much ease. Like, they were very chill parents. We went to school in a school bus. Like, nobody in school was like cray about them. It was fine, and I'm very thankful for that upbringing. But I definitely feel like, yes, they were very interesting people. So the home was very artistic, filled with great books, literature, art, music, cinema. And for that, I'm very thankful. The surname was a key to open the door. And after that, it was just, it was luggage. So I'm very thankful for it. But I know my journey. When this whole debate is going on, I understand what the motivations of, I completely understand. I am living proof of the fact that the door does open. But I've never had my parents pick up the phone, call, help. They didn't help, they wouldn't help. And I didn't want it. And I made a lot of mistakes, and I was not accepted easily at all. There was a reviewer who basically was like, go away, so it was, yeah. It was literally, why did she bother? And I was like, yeah, well, I'd love to have him change his mind. And I remember him meeting me many years later, I think in a party, in a club or something. He's like, I really liked your performance. I was like, did you now? And I was like, I loved it, because that was the circle for me. That thing, which was very silent. And I didn't disagree with him, because in my first film, I was awful. And I needed to get better. And I needed to work harder. And the visiting card gets you in. It's like a one-way train ticket. You go in, and then you have to travel that train yourself, I don't know how the journey for others has been, but the problem I've always seen, not just in our business, but every business, is clicking, and that can happen. You see it on social media, and you see it in corporations, and you see it in any industry, is when people start acting like it's high school, it's not healthy for anybody.
And finally, before I let you go, Shruti, there's just something so There's this swag about being a rock star that is just, it makes me so envious when I look at someone like you, because on screen you just emulate all things cool. And I know that you've openly talked about being socially awkward. So I want to really ask you before I let you go, give us a lesson in swag. How does one look as cool as you when you just probably aren't feeling it?
If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Rule number one of swag is today is my off day. And there's just like no, I mean, not like I'm saying rule number one of swag, like I have some manifesto, but I don't. For me, I think, I don't know. It's just like if I'm having an off day, I'm just having an off day, and I'd rather just tell you I'm having an off day. But like, I think the reason, I think, you know, I've got like...
Sorry, if you were to have a press conference on the day you're having your period, you can't tell them you're having an off day. So you still walk that stage.
I actually, I mean, I wish we could. You know, I read somewhere that there are Hollywood contracts where the agents will tell them that these are the dates that this actor has their period and they can't shoot an action sequence. And I was like, thank you, thanks. Like, that literally makes sense.
Absolutely.
I would say it in a press conference if I could, because people say, I'm sorry I was late because I have a bad backache. And then, but no, I mean, I wouldn't really. It's a bit too TMI. But I mean, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. But I think women are the best at like not feeling it, still feeling it.
Exactly. Exactly. But you do a great job just looking like you're completely fitting everywhere that you are, which is...
Oh my God, thank you.
No, you're most welcome. And all the very best for Yaara. Can't wait to see you back on the screen. It looks like an absolute fun
On
ride.
Z5 on July 30th.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's been helmed by master creator Tigman Shadulia. So I'm sure we're all up for a great ride.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was great fun.
Hi, I'm Shruti Haasan, and if you like Spill the Tea, subscribe to Film Companion.